To CASSIUS IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm joined by Chantelle Cameron, Mr. Jamie Moore.
Hello mate, okay?
You alright? All good?
Sounds a pound.
Easy work or not?
Yeah, it was a bit frustrating, but it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
Bit messy, so I said to Jamie in the corner,
I think it was frustrating because it was a bit too easy for you.
it was just like I was switching off a lot because I was thinking the same old thing that's happening now, I'm getting a bit bored.
Okay. Is that a case of you expected more from her?
Yeah, I did expect a bit more.
Honestly, going off of the camp what she's had, the sparring what she's had with Jack, Akib and Lerone Harrison, it was like, and she asked me to only spar lads because she doesn't feel like she gets anything out of sparring the girls or she's not improving. And I tell you what, it really has improved her because other than little defensive techniques what he's using in there, what you've never used before, you've never really had to use them, and you didn't really have to use them tonight, but you was using them anyway, so definitely improving.
We spoke about this the other day briefly. It's always going to be kind of one of these fights where there is another fight that you crave, but you've gone for this fight, taken this fight, keep active, keep yourself kind of there, but the back of your mind, you know, you didn't want the questions about when's the Candy Reese fight, etc., but you know that you had to get a job done this week.
Yeah, I think it was a bit disrespectful if I was looking past Victoria Bustos. So I said all week, I'm not thinking about anything else because she's a good opponent. She's no one to look past, and she's been in there with the very best. So when people were asking, I thought give the woman some respect. She's here to win, and I'm here to defend my belts, and I'm not taking it lightly. And yeah, I've got a lot of respect for her. She's a nice woman, great fighter, and now we move on. That's it, really.
In your own words, you said that you might wake up pissed off on a Sunday morning and think, where the fuck's my unification, right? I didn't hear what Eddie Hearn was saying to you guys regarding that. What was said? So it was on live TV. You can't talk. It was on live TV.
He basically just said, listen, we want the Calories fight next if it can be made, and if not, we can do the Jessica McGaskill fight. But in an ideal world, he said afterwards he'd like the Calories fight first, which would then make the Jessica McGaskill fight bigger, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I've just said then, it is getting a bit frustrating for Shan. Calories, for whatever reason, and we understand that she can't fight, but if she can't fight, just say, that's it, and we can move on and do something different. Frustrating
for you because, obviously, you entered a tournament, and it was a clear path to kind of like 2 semi-finals, etc., and then the finalists fight each other, and that was almost your year mapped out, but it hasn't quite panned out like that, which has been frustrating. But I suppose it is boxing, things happen, etc. But now, I suppose it is a case of McCaskill's there, but it does make more sense to have this fight and then fight McCaskill.
To be perfectly honest, no. I think the tournament was happening, one semi-final, there was massive delay, frustrated. Box Victoria Bustos tonight, who's a great opponent. But for me now, it's like, stop chasing Undisputed, just chase fights that excite me, and Jessica McCaskill, that fight excites me.
I think McCaskill wants to fight as well, and she fancied it, which is good. So if that's the case, then let's do it. I mean,
that fight excites me a lot more.
Is that an ideal situation? I'm going to ask you first. Is that an ideal situation then?
Well, ideally, the Undisputed final would have happened already. So I don't want Shan stagnating. She had 7 months out nearly because of waiting around, and I thought she'd maybe have shown a little bit of rust there. She's not. She's gone straight back in, but she needs to carry that momentum forward. And I don't think we can afford to sit around for 2 or 3 months going, is Calories going to be ready? So she either gives us an answer and gives us a yes or no. And if she says yeah, then go through it, and if not, then we go down the Jessica McGaskill route.
Jamie's right there, because you could have kind of just twiddled your thumbs and waited around and seen what happened, being a little bit inactive, but you've taken the fight tonight, comfortable for you, so at least there's something there.
It was a risky fight, but that's what we wanted. We wanted a risky fight because we wanted to prove himself. It's not about, sometimes it's about my performance and getting recognition and making a statement, and Victoria Bustos, I think, what a great opponent to make a statement with. So I knew it was risky, a bit of a gamble, rolled the dice, because I knew if I took a loss tonight, that's Undisputed out the window anyway. So for me now, it's just as one big fights and mega fights. So I don't want to be waiting another 6-7 months. I'd rather just 2 weeks out of the gym, get back in, get me back out in September. If Kelly isn't ready, go for McCaskill.
But it's what proper fighters do, they're not sitting around, waiting around where they've got a fight in mind, it could happen, etc. She's gone out there tonight, taking a risk, which she has.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what she was saying about the Bustos fight. You know, a few opponents' names got mentioned when this fight was being spoke about on this date. And she was like, nah, they don't really do anything for me. And they was not bad fighters. And then as soon as Bustos' name got mentioned, she was like, yeah, that's the one. Because she said, I need that feeling to perform. If I don't have them nerves and that butterfly sort of feeling, every fight I'll tell you, then I won't be able to perform properly. And, you know, on the surface, looking at that fight, you wouldn't have thought that was a potential banana skin because she dominated it that well. But that's the reason why she could perform like that, was because she had those nerves and that tension. That was what got her through the training camp. And like I say, the sparring with the lads has brought her on leaps and bounds.
Okay, so...
One thing I'll say is some of Akib's shots that I've took when I was in there tonight.
Yeah. She nearly didn't make it. He hit that hard with her right hand about 2 weeks ago. Nearly put her in a wheelchair.
Nearly had a neck brace on. Nearly had a neck brace on. And
you know what? It's the title for my video, right? Don't even talk. Akib, don't even talk. Can't hear you, mate.
By the way, this girl wouldn't be anywhere near where she is today if it wasn't for that guy there. Turbo pads himself. Hassan Fears.
I don't feel like he really wants me to pan around him, so I'm not going to be...
No, you can't put him on camera, he's wanted. He's a wanted man.
Okay. Jamie, I'll ask you then, is it a case of Eddie Hearn, sort it out, get it done?
By the sound of it, Eddie said, he was in agreement, he said, listen, I'll speak to him, if he's not on the cards, we'll go McCaskill. So... Eddie, listen, Eddie wants to make the fights as much as we do. You know, he wants the big fights and he wants to make them as quickly as we can. So, yeah, the sooner the better. You look dead serious. You all right?
I was just thinking in my head.
What was you thinking in your head?
Where else was you gonna fucking think? You're not gonna think in your knee, was you? You know.
Sharp, isn't he? Sharp.
I was just thinking, I just don't want to be waiting around 6-7 months, so let's just get a crack on.
Yeah.
Let's make a big fight.
Agreed.
Ready to have a week off, back in the gym. Keep getting me smashed in my again. Take a few.
I feel like this is a separate interview to ask him.
Take a few more body shots, make him feel sick, and we'll go from there.
Footage is welcome on IFL, by the way, if you've got any of this.
We'll send it, no problem.
Just so you know. Chantelle, have you got anything else you'd like to add before we finish?
Thank you to my team. Thanks for keeping me prepared, getting me this fight, because I could be waiting a long time, and just think everything's been perfect. Everyone says they have a perfect camp, but for me this really was a good camp. That's all.
So I'm assuming we're kind of middle of the year now. One more fight for you this year, and hopefully it is one of Reece or McCaskill, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, at a push we could go to. I reckon she'd be ready to go September and then December, but you know, as long as it's a big one next, that's all I'm bothered about, because I don't want her to stagnate, and I want her to get the reward she deserves, because she's done everything asked of her, and for whatever reason the undisputed final's not happened, but I think the next one will be a big one.
I just want to be in the gym, keep busy, keep fighting, and think people see the best me. Then that's the only way that I'm gonna get like recognition and be pound for pound one of the best. If I'm not boxing often, then it's not going to happen, is it?
Okay, well done, congratulations.
Thank you, mate.
And yeah, well, shout out the team, everyone. Right, mate. And we'll catch up with you again soon, so
Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Welcome, Team Everlast, to the Team Everlast Fitness app. Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.